Thank you for joining us today for the Value Proposition Workshop. I'm Lynette Bohannon.
And I'm Autumn Sullivan.
So Autumn, talk to us a little bit today about what we're going to be covering in the Value Proposition Workshop.
Great. We have 3 goals for you today. We want you to gain a deeper understanding of what a value prop is. We want you to be able to identify what a good value proposition looks like. And we want to help you craft an effective value proposition for your organization.
Fantastic. All right, so let's start at the top, right at the beginning. What exactly is a value proposition?
A value proposition is often mistaken for a tagline, but it's very different. A value proposition introduces your brand to your potential customers. It describes how your product or solution solves a specific pain point in their lives. It also introduces a gain point, something they're getting, or the cash and prizes. And it has a unique statement about your brand that your competitors simply cannot say.
So what I hear you saying is that value propositions literally reveal function and how it solves a customer's pain point. It's written from the customer perspective, not from the business perspective, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, so audiences live in a world of distraction. I mean, we've all seen the different stats out there, how we're bombarded with our phones, with our email, with direct mail. There's a million different ways that our customers are getting our messages, right? How do you use a value proposition to help cut through some of that noise and really resonate with your audiences?
Your value prop should be the drumbeat that your sales and marketing march to. It is the encompassing overall message that should be infused through all of your other marketing assets. So the repetition and the unique value statement and the focus on the customer really make you stand out among the competition, and it makes you memorable to your customers.
Okay, so now that we know what a value proposition is, let's talk a little bit about what a value proposition is not.
Great. So one defining characteristic of an effective value proposition is that it is literal. A good value proposition describes your company's function, how it benefits your clients and your customers. That makes it very different from an aspirational tagline or your very organization-focused mission statement.
Terrific. So now that we know what a value proposition is and is not, let's talk a little bit about the characteristics of a strong value proposition. What does that look like?
Okay, so a strong value proposition, for starters, isn't a static message. It is a continuous evolution. As your business grows and changes, your value proposition will grow and change. Also, you have multiple personas that you market to. You will have multiple value propositions.
So let's talk a little bit about personas. What exactly is a persona and how many personas do you typically work with?
A persona is an amalgamation of key characteristics and data about your ideal customers. It is not a single best customer. It is more of a mosaic, if you will, of data about your customers.
So in the technology field, you might have personas that are what? A CIO, a CTO, a CEO, a line of business leader. Are those some good examples of what we might find?
Absolutely. Within the buyer's journey, you have an end decision maker, but you have multiple decision makers along the way. And the larger the organization you're marketing to, most likely the more decision makers you have. Each one of them should have their own persona and their own value proposition.
So let's take a break right now and get to work on our first exercise, which is on personas. Autumn, why don't you tell them a little bit about what that would be?
Our first exercise is around identifying your personas. Who are they within their organization? What is their role? What is their primary pain point? What is their primary gain point or ambition or driver? How can your product or solution solve their problem and help them reach that gain point?
Terrific. All right, guys, we'll see you in a few.